Will you and I walk together?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We stop. Will you and I walk together? Fun fact, that song originally was in the key of B. Why did we change it again? I forget.
I think it was you.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was in either it was B flat or B.
Yeah.
And I think you are the one that tried it, and you were like, this would sound better on C.
Oh, you know what I said? I said that a lot of the other songs, either that you had done or that were in the album, were also in B.
In B, yeah.
I don't think any other.
So
songs
we wanted to
are in-
vary the keys.
Yeah, and have something distinct.
Yeah.
It was Good Shepherd. It was I believe it was when we thought that we were going to put Good Shepherd in the album, and they were the same.
There were
key.
3 songs that were on that key.
Yeah.
Good Shepherd, Together, and something else. Maybe Follow.
Something like
Broken
that.
Sisters,
But
I don't know. Well, they're both on the same key.
yeah. But yeah, so we changed it to C. Worked out very well. Very well.
Together, right?
And
yeah. So that was the hard part. Was now putting Wander and
Into
together.
the key of C.
And,
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't even know where the melody came from, but I think it was just a matter of just not thinking about it. For me, a lot of things come better when I'm not putting pressure on myself, and so I gotta make sure. A lot. I remember CJ was there. I was like, what do I play? I didn't know what to play. I didn't know what melody to put because I
You're
didn't
talking
want
about Wander.
for Wander. Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't want to play Good Shepherd. I wanted to play something that was different, its own track, but it's still reminiscent of Good Shepherd. So that's where the vocals came in to kind of put it all together. But the melody at the end, second half of it was it had to be. I wanted it to be cinematic. I wanted it to be a movie-like thing. But then the main thing was how do I transition
to Together
in the same key? So that one just came where I was just playing, and literally CJ was there. I was like, it just happened, and
I think he took a whole hour more, I think, trying to figure out what to play.
Yeah, and then it just kind of happened where I just let me just play, and that's what happened.
Yeah, because initially at first, from what I remember, you started in B.
Yeah.
You went to D. You went to F sharp.
Yeah, I was like, how do I?
You went to A.
Yeah.
And then you went to C.
You know the funny part is this happened 5 months ago, but everything CJ just said is probably 100% accurate because that's how his memory is.
Yeah, it's just how do I modulate? But then it's also knowing the chords and knowing that, okay, I am on B, right? The key of B. The 4 of B is E major. Right. Mm-hmm. So since we're going to C, turn that 4 of B major into the major 3 of C. Mm-hmm. And use that to walk your way up to the 6.
Right.
Of C.
Music theory, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that 4.
I got major 3 of C is E. I got that.
It is, yeah.
I understand that. You said E is the 4 of
B.
Of B.
B. Okay.
So that is my my launching into the C, the key of C through the major 3, that E, and then going from there into the 6, and then it just keeps going. So that's the theory behind it.
Cool. Yeah.
I think it's really similar, or it really is, key relations when, when someone's singing a song and they want to go they're like, yeah, and that thing, the just moving up one, and
that's kind of,
you'll eventually play some of the chords from the key you were just in anyway. So I think that's pretty cool.
The first version of Together was what was on the first trailer.
Yes, I have it. Right, the snippet thing that you said, the first pass of.
Yes.
So I do have it, I believe. Let's see. Together Draft 1, and it's capital D, so you know it's the first one.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Yep, it's in the key of B.
Let's hear it.
Oh my goodness. I'm also putting these in the project so I don't lose them. Okay.
Ooh.
You and I walk together.
Wow.
So crazy.
Well, you and I walk together.
I think we pitch shifted everything.
You and I
It's
walk together.
So airy.
And beyond.
It is very airy.
You and I walk
It's like
It's like a nice
calm.
leisurely stroll.
Yeah.
You and I walk together.
I think this one has some of the stuff. I think the vocoder is not here.
A lot of stuff isn't here. I think before we really added stuff, we changed the pitch.
Yeah.
Like before we really added a lot of the stuff, we like pitched everything up to see.
Also, I really didn't touch this song in music stuff. I think that was all catchy. Like I just added the vocoder and the vocals really, and I think I changed up the bass a little bit. But that was it. And of course, pitch shifting everything up.
Yeah, to see. Yeah. So yeah, fun facts. You can pause it. Fun fact is that all of this was initially recorded in B, and then all we did was use Logic to pitch shift everything up.
And re-record the vocal, yeah.
And we re-recorded my vocal, so everything that was on together is from 2023. Like, me recording in 2023. Some of the songs that you hear were recorded in like 2021, but everything in together is 2023, and everything was recorded in B before we did the choir section at the end, as well as adding the vocoder, and I guess like some bass stuff. That was added when we already pitch shifted it up to C.
In the choir? You said the addition of vocals, right?
Yeah, the choir was added after we pitch shifted it to C as well.
Yeah.
Can we actually? So I want to talk about this. Okay, I want to talk about this. So this song is like, I like this song because every single thing that I sing is intentional. Like every run, every note, because I'm the type of person where like I don't like being frivolous with singing. Like I don't like just doing runs for the sake of it, or just doing things for the sake of it. Like, it has to produce like a feel, and it has to like produce like an arc in the song as well. And so I really loved like doing this song again, although I hate re-recording. But I loved doing it again because, again, some of this stuff was actually the first pass of the song was recorded in 2021. So now we're in 2023 and I'm like, nah, we could do better. We could do better. We could do better. And so I loved like telling the story with my voice. My most favorite part is the part where I go a little bit higher in my range. We could play that real quick.
Mm-hmm. Was it "We Want To" or is it "All That Love"?
No, the "We Walk To." I'm not about to do what you just did. Not right now. Wait, are we gonna play it by itself?
Oh, my bad.
Okay, sure. Let's do it. Why am I doing that? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Why am I doing that? Well, you and I walk together. Oh, we'll walk together and be agreed. Oh, help me to, yeah. Keep going. Oh, that love, setting my mind only on things above. Help me to, oh, that love. Okay, let's just stop there. So, that was cool because I knew it. I was listening to it, and in the previous pass through, that part is not like that. It's very like similar to the beginning, and I was like, nah, like it can't end like that. Like it has to be big. So I enjoyed practicing to be able to sing that, and I learned a lot from it. I learned that when we listen to songs, especially songs that have compression, the singer could actually be singing like so loud that their voice could fill a room, but it doesn't sound like it because it's compressed. And so when I listen to it now, it's like, wow, that doesn't sound as loud as what I was actually doing when I was singing. But it's like, that's how it is, because I was singing very loud when I was recording that. Also, what else did it teach me?
The note that you were supposed to hit at the top. You remember that?
Yeah, I was supposed to do "Oh that love,
Higher
love." Yeah, you do it.
Okay.
Oh, that love,
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, I'm not really getting this note. What note is that?
E5.
E5. I wasn't really getting it at that time, which is funny because what did I do in follow?
E flat 5.
E flat. So I wasn't really getting the E, and so that was an executive decision. Like, okay, we don't have to do that. We can pick a lower note, because sometimes it's like, okay, like let's do this complicated thing that may show our skill, but it's like sometimes you have to be honest about if it's not there yet, for the sake of the project. And so it's like recording is like great because you can really practice something that you can get so that you can like, make the project that much better. But then there's a limit to that. And you have to know where you have to stop and kind of just acknowledge where you're at the time. And so, yeah, I loved like stretching myself, but then also not stretching myself too far. And then the choir section.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite moments in the entire thing. Do you have anything to say? Because I'm talking a lot about my voice. I can say something about Catchy. The choir section was also inspired by what Catchy's doing, like with the piano at that time. So you can play that first.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we can't just have Catchy playing this and we're just doing nothing with it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I didn't know the choir thing was an idea.
Before you played it before.
Because I played it with, it was just piano and the vocal. Everything else dropped out. It was kind of like, okay, just a singer. And so I wanted the piano to accompany her well. That was pretty much the thing. So I used that as my, let the musician have some.
Have a place, yeah.
Let the piano player play and like kind of let loose a little bit. And so that's where I kind of like kind of went out of pocket and then of course
came back.
So I think so I see why that was an inspiration because now it kind of like
it's like it made me hear it differently than what I normally was hearing.
Right.
So we'll go ahead and play it and then I'll say more.
Yeah.
Play the piano part by itself and then do the choir part. So this is the piano section or the piano like deviation that Catchy was just talking about that inspired the choir section.
It's like the sustained chord. Oh my gosh!
Yeah. See, you just want to go gospel.
That's where I was. I can't repeat that right now. If you ask me to play that again, I don't know how I did that.
That's how I am too.
So don't ask.
Okay.
Moving on.
I don't know what I did.
So now, the choir section was like, like an add-on to that. In addition to like me, the solo part, like also going higher.
Yeah, and I think your intention was to lead the choir, right?
Yeah, my intention was to not just sing the solo as I was throughout the song, but now actually start leading a choir. Yeah. I heard it and it came to life. And I told CJ, because CJ, this is me and CJ as the choir, and I was like, you got to pronounce these words.
Voice was really bad at the time. I was doing some of the soprano parts and I was like, It's like, help me to.
Setting my mind apart. Only what is above. Help me to keep your love.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Keep
stop right there.
stopping. Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Right.
I love that part. I love that part. I don't know what else to say. When we were done, because first I did it, and then CJ added his voice to it. I love when CJ adds his voice to things.
Thank you. But
I love it.
one of the things that was somewhat an issue with the vocals in this song specifically was mixing or trying to, and of course, sound engineer, thank you, Mr. Ernesto. Mixing the vocals, because at a certain point, when you want to get technical, the vocals in the first section and for the choir, they're very flat. Like I always try and like describe everything that I hear, and like when I hear the vocals for the choir first off, it's almost like this, like they're very flat, right? And then once you get to the help me to, you can kind of hear how the people are singing, and it's almost like rounder, like almost like a sine wave, almost like very round. And so you have to keep in mind, like when you want stuff like that to really cut through, but like I guess maybe it was like the mid of like the equalizer that was really like like I really need to make sure that that was like up there.
Yeah.
And so making them prominent, I think.
Because I also noticed that like this choir section could actually have punched a little bit more. Like it was still kind of like in the back. Like of course the choir is in the back, but as far as like the tone or the EQ of the choir altogether, like it was still very much so like in the back. Like it could have actually cut a little bit more. But the reason I think that's the case is because my voice is actually like a blending voice. Naturally, my voice does not really cut unless I manipulate it to do that. And so if I'm singing in a choir, or if I'm trying to like record my voice for a choir sound, I'm not going to want to cut. I'm going to want to blend. So I do think that was part of maybe like the reason, because if you have like a real choir, you have like really like piercing soprano voices and really like bellowing bass voices, and really like bright alto voices. And I don't think that maybe us together, we're not able to really achieve that together. We're not able to really achieve that tone quality. So it could have cut more, but I see what you're saying, like how in the mixing process, like to get that to be audible, like the mids have to come up a little bit.
And I think one of the things I asked at the time was like, I think I asked, because a lot of the stuff that you were doing, which was good, you were like, help me to keep you, right? I think I asked.
You asked me
to do like, help me to keep you.
So it could cut more.
Yeah. But I think you did something that it definitely helped boost that for sure.
Yeah. You want to play some of my my delectable decisions in the beginning? Delectable decisions.
And he's that one.
Anything that you think is delectable.
So there was a vocal. Amarachi said that she probably can never do it again because one of the things that I listened for is like, is this note like, how do I say, on the mark, right? Like it can be some, it's like flat, maybe like sharp, maybe, but this run, and with a lot of her vocals, really.
Wait, but I did it. The first time I ever did it is not on here. This is the second time that I did it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so
I did do it again,
but it's still not the best. The first one that I did, which
better.
nobody's ever gonna hear, was the best one. But yeah.
Yeah, so I listened for, is it sharp or flat? But the one that she did, perfect. It was like spot on. Okay, let me play it. Let me find it. It was like, and always.
See, he can do it now. Can I do it right now? No.
I can't believe I just did it. LOL.
And always.
Woo!
And mind you, this has no pitch correction.
No pitch correction, y'all. I only needed pitch correction for real on Wander. For real.
Oh, but yeah.
Maybe a little bit on the other songs. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to fix some of like,
But
some stuff.
all the way through, there was no, not really. One of the other things that I really do like in this song, I don't know where you get these sounds catchy. It's these like it's very light though, but it acts. Stop.
Yeah, he got some good sounds.
It accents like there's this sound, right? So when we go to help me to hold you, right? There's this like arp sound.
Yeah.
That
I just
is
found that randomly.
in here. Here it is.
That's a stock sound actually.
That's a stock sound in
From
Logic.
Yeah.
It's like, and then this loop, this percussion loop that's in here.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Yep.
It's and you use a lot of plucks. I
I like plucks.
Plucks everywhere.
I don't know where I got a Travis Green does a lot of plucks in his songs.
What are plucks?
It's kind of like it's like a pluck, like literally like a word. Yeah, pluck.
Those sounds.
Yeah.
I think it's called drops in here.
Okay.
Drops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that in the projects.
I was
Yeah.
drawing a lot of inspiration from inspo, like y'all said, from like you said references. So I like Travis Green's record Crossover has a lot of.
I love that album.
Has a lot of like, similar to like the Elevation rhythm, like a lot of like auxiliary sounds that are not necessarily musical on its own, but it kind of like gives texture. So yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I think one of his. I think it's not that recent, but he came up with an album. So it was an album in itself, and then he remixed a lot of the songs. One of the songs was "Watch Him Turn It," I believe, and the newest version. In the beginning, there's the beginning section, but there's a part where it's like, "Watch him turn it, watch him turn it from a Travis Green."
I don't know
What
this
song is this?
It's called "Watch Him Turn It." It's
This
Forward
recently?
City and kind of like a year ago. Kinda.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and so in that section, you hear a lot of those like sounds, like dun, 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 like a lot of those like arp sounds, like pluck sounds, and like in that strip of they're everywhere.
yeah. So
Yeah, here's
shout
some
out
of the
to the
stuff.
plucks. That's
Yeah.
Omnisphere. That's Omnisphere.
It's like I love how it has that like weight at the bottom
Yeah,
of
that's
it.
why I like it.
It's like
It's thick.
it hits the ground. Like if you were to visualize it, it would look like you dropping a bucket of water on the floor.
Yeah.
It's like has that lower like something like a bass.
Yeah.
Almost.
I wanted that to be the theme of her album because it gives that kind of feel. So I use that sound
Everywhere.
in multiple.
Yeah.
He uses it in
And follow.
Oil.
Yeah.
Not Wander though, thank God.
No. I don't,
together.
yeah, like so those songs, like I wanted it to be like a thing, but I didn't want to do it everywhere. But I wanted it to be like a defining sound.
A thread through each
Yeah,
song.
you know how some people are known for certain sounds, like that's catchy.
Yeah, that's catchy.
Okay. But yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, it's
cool.
in every song except for Wander. Yeah, actually. Yeah, those drops. What are they called?
Drop Springs is what I don't know if I mentioned it, but
From
Omnisphere.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
We don't gatekeep here. We love y'all. We love y'all. I don't think it's possible though because well, let's just say CJ. Well, they call me CJ Stock. Because up until recently, and Kachi can testify to this, a lot of the sounds that I use, or really all of them, are just Logic sounds, really. If you listen to like songs like All Day, Logic sounds. I think, everything was just Logic sounds, really. Like, up until recently, I know I got some synth brass from...
MK Bailey, shout out. MK Bailey.
Yeah.
Dope guy.
Great sounds, by the way.
He also gave
Invest.
a nice review on the EP.
Yeah.
Aw.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you,
Yeah.
MK Bailey.
And this dude was gatekeeping Spitfire for me, but it's okay. It's okay. Let me stop. But the strings from
His face.
the strings the strings from Spitfire though, we did use. I think you used them often throughout the album though, right?
If you need Spitfire stuff, a lot of that stuff is still on my laptop.
Oh, I have
Yeah,
it
because
already.
we started using it on your laptop.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Spitfire, MK Bailey, and like just Logic Sounds really. You'd be surprised as to how many people, like, they don't see the, what's the word? The
Utility.
utility and the scope of
Yeah.
what Logic Sounds can actually do. I think oftentimes when people create patches, they actually go into Logic Sounds and they just tweak it. They create patches just like that.
The king of creating instruments. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, he's interesting.
He will create the king of less is more.
Yeah, using what you have, and yeah, if you know how to use what you have, everything else, when you start getting more, you start getting extra third party stuff, and it's really a life principle. It just adds to it even more. It kind of it's
Yeah.
like, making use of what you have, the little that you have, amplifying that, and then when God blesses you with more, it continues to exponentially grow from there because you already had a solid foundation. So because he has a solid foundation in stock sounds, when you get the
Yeah.
omnispheres, when you get the Spitfires, it's just like candy, like decoration to what you already have foundationally. So
That's good.
so that's good.
That's my philosophy with recording vocals. This is one thing I did teach CJ. Your recording cannot be sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
The raw signal that is coming into a project needs to be as clean as possible.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that you're using your own body to create the sounds. Do you want to be brighter? Do you want it to be darker? Do that with your own body. And then when it's time to mix, we can add some things to it, but it won't have to be too much because at that point, a lot has already been done with less.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
yeah. Okay. So, I think that's good for together.